The real reason the Pope crowned the Emperor of the year 800 AD marks a pivotal moment in European history. It was a time when the Western world was still recovering from the collapse of the Roman Empire, and Europe was a fragmented collection of kingdoms, struggling to find unity and purpose. At the heart of this fragile new world was a monumental decision made by Pope Leo III, who crowned Charlemagne, the king of the Franks, as the Emperor of the Romans. But this wasn't just a ceremonial gesture. It was a calculated political move that would reshape the future of Europe. To understand the significance of this event, we must first look at the situation that led to it. The Western Roman Empire had fallen centuries earlier, leaving Europe in a political and cultural vacuum. As the old imperial order crumbled, several new powers emerged, with kingdoms vying for dominance. Among these, the Frankish kingdom, under the leadership of Charlemagne, began to rise as one of the most powerful forces in Western Europe. Charlemagne's ambitions were clear. He sought to unite the fractured territories of Europe under one rule. But his journey was not without obstacles. The threat of the expanding Islamic Empire was ever present, with Muslim forces making significant advances across North Africa and into parts of Europe. Charlemagne, aware of the importance of religion in consolidating power, recognized the need to align himself with the Catholic Church, the spiritual backbone of Christendom. The Pope, as the head of the Church, wielded considerable influence, and Charlemagne understood that securing the Church's blessing could legitimize his rule and strengthen his position. Pope Leo III, for his part, had his own reasons for wanting to crown Charlemagne. In a fractured world where no central authority existed, the Pope's role as the spiritual leader of Christianity was one of the few unifying forces. By crowning Charlemagne, the Pope not only secured an ally in his political dealings but also sent a powerful message. The Church was the true source of authority in Europe. The coronation symbolized the revival of the Roman Empire, this time under Christian leadership, with Charlemagne as its protector and the Pope as its spiritual guide. The symbolism of Charlemagne being crowned emperor was not just about tradition, it was about establishing a new world order. The coronation marked the rebirth of the idea of the Holy Roman Empire, a Christian empire that would span centuries. The alliance between Charlemagne and the Pope would solidify the Church's role in European politics, ensuring that the Church would not just be a spiritual institution but also a political power broker. By crowning Charlemagne, the Pope asserted that the authority of the Church transcended that of any secular ruler, including kings and emperors. The Pope could legitimize or delegitimize rulers, a power that would define the relationship between the papacy and European monarchs for centuries. Charlemagne's coronation also had practical implications. In a world threatened by external forces, such as the growing Islamic Empire, both Charlemagne and the Pope stood to benefit from each other's support. Charlemagne, with his military might, could protect the Pope from rival factions within Italy, while the Pope, with his religious authority, could rally the Christian world to Charlemagne's cause. Together, they presented a united front that could challenge external threats and bring stability to a fragmented Europe. In the years that followed, the partnership between the Frankish kings and the papacy grew stronger. Charlemagne expanded his empire, spreading Christianity across Europe, converting pagan tribes, and establishing a Christian kingdom that would lay the foundation for the Holy Roman Empire. The Pope, with Charlemagne's support, was able to solidify his influence, and Christianity spread more widely than ever before. However, the relationship between the papacy and the monarchs was not always smooth. The coronation of Charlemagne set a precedent, one that would spark ongoing tensions between secular and religious power. As Charlemagne's empire began to fragment after his death, the role of the Pope became even more central. The growing influence of the Church and the concept of divine right created tensions between monarchs and the Pope, each of whom sought to assert their supremacy. This conflict would come to a head in later centuries, especially during events like the investiture controversy, where popes and kings clashed over the appointment of church officials. Despite these tensions, the relationship between the papacy and the Frankish kings had a lasting impact on the political landscape of Europe. The idea of the Holy Roman Empire endured long after Charlemagne's death, and the papacy remained a central institution in European governance. The crowning of Charlemagne by Pope Leo III was not just a religious act. It was a statement that would reverberate throughout history, forever intertwining the fate of the Church and European monarchy. In conclusion, the crowning of Charlemagne by Pope Leo III was not just about reviving the title of emperor. It was a strategic maneuver that cemented the Church's power and established an enduring alliance between the papacy and the Frankish monarchy. This moment marked a turning point in European history, one that would shape the relationship between religion and politics for centuries, setting the stage for the rise of the Holy Roman Empire and the complex power dynamics that would follow. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories from World History Marathon.